Tellico Village is the most popular retirement community in East Tennessee, but it's not just a retirement community. We do have some younger families moving to Tellico Village, and I'm going to dive into Google Maps and show you where it's located, show you kind of how it's laid out, and give you a really good understanding if you are interested in this community, give you a really good understanding of what you have access to outside of the community and inside the community. But before we do that, I need to give you a little bit of context for what Tellico Village is so you better understand what we're talking about. So like I mentioned, it's primarily a retirement community, but there are some younger families that live there. So it's not a 55 plus community. Historically, it has been marketed as a retirement community. There are tons of things that are geared towards that, but there are some younger families that live in Tellico Village. So here's some things that Tellico Village offers that really are the things that make it the #1 destination for a lot of people. And one, it is right on Tellico Lake. It is also fairly convenient to Knoxville, so just about 25 minutes away from West Knoxville. And it has really nice amenities. It has golf courses, and it has one really nice fitness facility, actually two really nice fitness facilities, and then one more that we'll talk about that's a little bit smaller. Pickleball courts, tennis courts, basketball courts, and really all of that stuff put together along with some restaurants and grocery stores, a yacht club right there in the community. So it has a ton to offer. It's really convenient, and it has the lake right there. So all those things are making it a really popular area for people to retire to and for some families to move into. So I'm going to dive in and show you, first of all, where it's located in Tennessee, and then we'll look at the community specifically and show you how it's laid out. By the way, if this is your first time on this channel, my name is Forrest McCullough with the Living in Tennessee team, and we help people every single day make the move to Tellico Village and other areas around Tennessee. But if you're thinking about making the move to Tellico Village, we would love to connect with you. Feel free to shoot us a text, give us a call, or send us an email. All our contact information is going to be in the description below. So Tellico Village is a fairly large area right along Tellico Lake. And it's a master plan community, meaning a developer came in, developed all the property, and then the lots have been sold and developed over time. So it is a large community, around 5,400 households right now, and several hundred lots left to be built on. And this is just outlining where Tellico Village is. Now you do have another little section down here and one a little bit further south. But the overall location, like I mentioned, the closest city is Knoxville, and to get to downtown Knoxville, you're going to be about 45 minutes away. But to get to West Knoxville and Farragut, which is a town in West Knoxville, it's just about 25 minutes. And the importance for this is where you have the largest shopping area in all of East Tennessee, as well as a lot of healthcare options. Now, you do have shopping in Tellico Village, and the closest hospital is actually right here in Lenoir City, just about 15 minutes away. So the closest hospital is going to be about 15 minutes away, located somewhere right in here. It's not coming up. There it is, Fort Loudon Medical Center. That's just about 15 minutes from Tellico Village. That's the closest hospital. But then there are two more hospitals in Farragut. Now you're also going to have a ton of other medical care in Lenoir City and Farragut as far as different specialties go. So that is where the two closest cities are. Now the closest airport is going to be the Knoxville Airport, which is located right over this way, McGee-Tyson Airport. That's about a 35-minute drive. Now McGee-Tyson is a fairly small airport, which is nice because it's easy to get in and out of. It only takes a few minutes typically to get through security. You have direct flights to several major cities around the country, but if you want to know where the closest major airports are, you have the Nashville International Airport, which is about 2.5 hours away. And then you have the Atlanta International Airport, one of the largest in the world, that's about 3.5 hours away. So that's where the airports are. Now, as far as the natural attractions of the area, and this is one of the main reasons why people move to East Tennessee in general and Tellico Village as well, you have all the lakes and the mountains. So obviously you have Tellico Lake literally right here, and the village runs along Tellico Lake, so there's tons of lakefront properties, but you also have access to the lake if you live anywhere through the marinas and 2 boat ramps that are in the community. But then you also have the Smoky Mountains just about 45 minutes away, and this is a big tourist destination. Of course, up here at Gatlinburg is a very busy tourist area, but you can come out here just about 35 to 45 minutes away, and this is a much more quiet area, but you can still come out and enjoy the mountains. So the lakes and the mountains are 2 of the big things that draw people to East Tennessee, and Tellico Village is no different. So that's kind of where Tellico Village is located in relation to a lot of other stuff. And now what I want to do is go into the community specifically and show you how it's laid out. So you have this main part of the village up here, and there's another section that I want to mention called Kahiti that is down kind of detached from the main part of the village. Now, Kahiti is part of Tellico Village. It is the same property owners association. You have access to all the same amenities. You pay the same fees. It is the same community. It's just geographically separate. So, you come down about 15 to 20 minutes further from the main village and you get to Kahiti. Kahiti has its own golf course. I'll change to satellite view. So one of the golf courses is down here, and you have a pro shop and a pool and a small fitness center down here as well. So that's Kahiti, but most of the homes and most of the amenities are located up here in the main part of the village, and Google Maps outlines most of Tellico Village. The most recent section of development, which is this neighborhood right here, is not being outlined, but this is a section of Tellico Village as well. So I'm just going to go from top to bottom, kind of go over everything that's in here. So this is the main entrance where a lot of you will come through if you are visiting, because most people will stay in Lenoir City or over in Knoxville, and then you come down, or there are actually some Airbnbs in Tellico Village that you can stay in as well. But a lot of people are going to be coming down in this way. You're going to pass the big welcome sign to Tellico Village, and then you're going to come to the neighborhoods. And the way Tellico Village is laid out is Highway 444, otherwise known as Tellico Parkway, runs along the lake, and that is the road that all of the neighborhoods are off of. So you can see that parkway runs all the way through, and that's what all the neighborhoods are off of. Now, to get from one end to the other, it's a 10-minute drive. So driving on Tellico Parkway from one end to the other is a 10-minute drive. So as we go through all of these different amenities, which most of them are located more towards the middle or towards the south end, just keep in mind the furthest you're going to have to drive is 10 minutes. More likely, you're going to be in one of these neighborhoods and you're going to be within 5 minutes of all these things that we're talking about. So really everything is, for the most part, going to be within about 5 minutes, maybe up to 10 minutes, depending on where you're going. So you come in up here at the north part, and then you get to these neighborhoods. All the neighborhoods that run along here are very similar. There are some slight differences. Some of them have, slightly larger lots, although most of them are really pretty much about the same. The only advantage, really, as far as location goes, is some people prefer to be towards the north end because it's closer to Knoxville. So being up here, you have a closer drive to get to Lenoir City and Knoxville. So there is a little bit of a preference for some people to be up here on the north end, but really a lot of the neighborhoods are very similar. So you have all the neighborhoods, and then you come to, the first thing you come to is Tenassi Golf Course, and this is the Tenassi Pro Shop right here. This will have a restaurant. It had a restaurant before, it burnt down, and they're going through the insurance claim, and they'll be rebuilding that, so there will be one restaurant right here. Will be one of the first things you come to. You have some boat slips through here as well. Continue on down, you have the golf course that runs through here, and you're going to come to the yacht club and the marina. And so this is kind of the premier dining experience for Tellico Village at the yacht club. Very nice restaurant there. It has incredible views out over the lake and then out over the mountains in the background. Very pretty setting. Keep coming down and you get to this center of the community, and you have some businesses through here. You have some restaurants, you have churches in here, and then you also have the wellness center. Now the Wellness Center has a really nice weight training room. It has a lot of cardio equipment. It also has group fitness classes. Then you have your tennis courts over here. This is an old aerial picture. You actually have a ton of pickleball courts right here, and you have a pickleball pavilion. So you even have covered pickleball courts. I think there's about 8 covered pickleball courts and then more uncovered pickleball courts. So you can play even in the rain. But that's the Wellness Center, and then you have another fitness center down here, Chota Recreation Center, and you have another pool, more tennis courts. And then come a little bit further down, you have a couple restaurants through here, a Thai restaurant, an Italian restaurant, a Mexican restaurant. And those aren't necessarily owned by Tellico Village, but they are essentially right there in the community. You come down and you have Tokwa Golf Course. This is one of the other golf courses. And this is going to have another restaurant, and then of course the pro shop. And this one has a driving range. So you have a driving range here at Tokwa, and then you have a driving range at Kahiti, which is the separate community. So Tanasi does not have a driving range. If you live in the main part of the village and you want to be going to the driving range, this is going to be the one that you're going to, kind of right here in the middle. So the distance is going to be, you know, even from the very end, you're just going to be about 7 to 8 minutes away, and most of the time you're going to be within 5 minutes or less. And then if you live down in Kahiti, you have access to a driving range right here as well. The next thing you're going to come to is, of course, more neighborhoods along through here, but then down here at the very end, you're going to come to a grocery store, a pharmacy, a few other offices. There's a bank right here that was built recently. You have a Dollar General right here, and then this is Sloan's Village Home Center. Think of kind of like a small Home Depot. Then you have a small storage facility right here as well, indoor storage as well as outdoor storage for boats and RVs. This grocery store right here is a nice grocery store. It's not a huge grocery store, but it's a fairly good size and has a good selection. If you're familiar with Food Lion, this is not like a normal Food Lion. This is nicer than most other Food Lions that I've ever seen. So that's a nice grocery store right there. So that's basically the end of the village. That's basically everything that you have access to. You know, there's those restaurants throughout the, the restaurants that Tellico Village itself owns, the yacht club and the golf course restaurants, and then those other restaurants that are spread throughout the village as well. So you have access to a lot of stuff throughout the village. Now, there's a few things I want to point out as far as the homes themselves go. And there are really 2 things that majorly increase the value of the home that we can look at right now. Of course, the first one being lakefront. So any of the homes along the lake are going to be significantly more expensive. The second thing is being golf front. So if you have a golf front home, that's going to increase the value as well. Now, there's one thing in particular that will decrease the value of a home, and that is being close to this parkway. So the parkway runs throughout, and the speed limit is 50 miles an hour. So obviously it's going to create some road noise. So when you do have a home that backs up to the parkway, you're going to hear some road noise, and that is going to affect the value of the home as well. Sometimes when you're looking at homes online, you'll see some that come up that look like a really good deal compared to other ones that you've been looking at. And oftentimes the reason is it may back up to this parkway, which decreases the value. The other things that are important to know as far as the value of a home in Tellico Village are the steepness of the lot. If you have a steep driveway, you know, or if you have a really steep backyard, but the driveway is more important to a lot of people. And then if you have privacy, so you can look kind of how these houses are situated. A lot of them are going to have privacy out in the back, but a lot of them will also essentially have another home just right behind them. So you're going to be in your backyard and you're going to have a few trees between you and your neighbor behind you, but you're going to be able to see through to those. So that's another thing that a lot of people look for. They would prefer a lot that has just trees behind it, kind of like these ones right here. So those are some of the things that people look for. And really, as far as one of the questions we get a lot is what's the best neighborhood? Like I mentioned, there is some preference for some people to be on this north end, but really, for most people, that's not too big of a deal. Our counsel to most people is if you can find the type of lot you're looking for as far as the privacy or whatever it is you're looking for in a lot with the type of house you're looking for, that's the main thing you should be focused on. You know, whether it's down here towards the south end, whether it's in Tellico or one of the other neighborhoods, usually to a lot of people it doesn't end up mattering very much. It's more about the lot they're getting, the home they're getting, and they're going to be happy in any of the neighborhoods as long as those things meet the criteria they're looking for. So that really covers a lot of where Tellico Village is located, how it's laid out, and if you've made it to this point in the video, I assume you're probably pretty interested in Tellico Village. So I'm going to talk about something that's really important to purchasing a home in Tellico Village. If you are thinking about purchasing a home in Tellico Village, this is something that you really need to understand if you are potentially going to go through that process. So me and my team work with people literally every single day that are making the move to Tellico Village. And there's a process to it that a lot of people don't really expect or aren't familiar with because it's different from a lot of other communities. So with a lot of communities, you can go to a website, you can see a list of the builders, a list of the lots, a list of the floor plans, and you can kind of choose what you want to get, you know, what floor plan you want, what builder you want to go with. Tellico Village does not have anything like that. There's no website that you can go to. Most of the builders that build in Tellico Village are local. They are only building a few homes a year. They build great, high quality homes with nice finishes, but they don't necessarily have a website you can go to. They don't have anywhere you can go look at their floor plans or what they have available. So the way that it works in Tellico Village, one, if you're looking online, undoubtedly you see that there are a bunch of listings. Usually there's anywhere from 50 to 100 homes listed, and you can look at those on Zillow or Realtor.com. And of course you can buy a home that is resale, you know, somebody's lived in it and they're selling it again. Or as you'll see if you're looking, there are a ton of new homes that will be listed on there as well. And so that's a great way to buy homes. But if you're looking on there and you're thinking, you know, the perfect property we just haven't seen, you know, we would like to have something that's a little more customized to us. Well, the way that a lot of homes are sold in Tellico Village is they're actually sold without ever being put on the MLS. So you would never see them. If you're looking at Zillow, you would never see these homes. And a lot of homes are sold off market this way. And the way this works is you have to have a relationship with the builders and the other agents. So, you know, we've spent years building up relationships with the builders and the other agents. And what we do for our clients when they're looking for a home in Tellico Village, when you describe specifically what you're looking for, of course we can show you the homes that are listed on the market, and we will oftentimes sell those homes that are already listed on the market and help our clients through that process. But what we can also do that's really important to understand is if you're not finding exactly what you're looking for on the market, we can go to our builders that we have these relationships with, and we can work with them to find out what lots they own, what floor plans they can build, and work with them to get you a semi-custom home under contract on a lot that works for you, a floor plan that works for you, and then you're also able to pick out some of the finishes like the colors, the countertops, the tile, the cabinet colors, and we can walk along with you through that process. So it's really important to understand that if you are serious about purchasing a home in Tellico Village, go ahead and reach out to us. You can shoot us a text, give us a call, or send us an email. All our contact information is in the description below, and our number will be on the screen here. And we'd love to connect with you and help walk you through that process. Even if you just have questions, feel free to reach out to us. But that's something that's important to understand. So hopefully that will help you if you are thinking about purchasing in Tellico Village. Hopefully this video has helped give you an idea. You know, maybe Tellico Village isn't a good fit for you, and that's okay. If it is, we would love to connect. We also work all around East Tennessee and have agents in Middle Tennessee as well. So if you're interested maybe in another community, feel free to reach out. Check out our channel. We're going to have, we do have videos on a lot of other towns and communities around Tennessee, and we have agents in those areas as well. So we'd love to connect with you and help you find the right area for you if Tellico Village is not going to be a good fit. Other than that, I will see you on the next video.